Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at the World from Here, or actually, I should say good afternoon or good evening to where you're coming from, anywhere in the world. And today is a very, very special World from Here. Very exciting information we have to share. And our entire company, Tim, is so excited about what has been accomplished over the last few weeks. And everyone who has joined us, we have three things you're going to hear about. You're going to want to tune in for the entire session.
Few weeks. Sorry, few weeks.
Last night or a few days.
How about a few decades, dude?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I'm just saying about a few decades that just came to now, and just what's being launched, and it's just so exciting. And I'm joined here with my other compatriot, the founder of Block6 Blockchain, Mr. Tim Vasco. Good morning to you, Tim.
Hey, Dan. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend, but I'm looking forward more to right now because, it's incredible. Like the final piece that we're launching today, Domain Certain, is here, and it's the foundation of what created the internet. It's the foundation of what we all understand. It's the piece that we've put in, and we're ready to go. Like. As you always say, I'm not as good at this as you are, but the mic, stealing your thunder. But it is.
Or, other things, hiking.
Yeah, but it's so cool to be able to say we've completed the full next internet now, and the infrastructure is here, and we're going to drop this to the world. We're going to make sure everybody, that's your flash drop thing. We're going to make sure everybody can access this internet privately, security, as Block6's mantra is, with trust, truth, and transparency. No more of this BS. No more, a token does something. It actually does something. I love what was said in one of the press conferences with the SEC. Well, it's not like a token is something you use at laundromat to run a machine. Well, actually, this token does. It runs the machine.
It runs a machine. It runs.
You gotta have one. You gotta have at least one.
Right.
So we're gonna make sure everybody can get at least one and run the machine and run the internet on their terms, not some centralized company, not somebody who says, "Hey, it's free," and then tracks the hell out of your data and sells that for profit. That's over. Done. I am pumped. I am so pumped. And it has been a long journey, but you know what? It doesn't. It feels like yesterday.
It does. I mean, it's Flash.
Yeah.
And speaking of Flash, there are three things. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so and click the thumbs up button. We appreciate you for tuning in. But there are three things you're going to hear about today. And the spoiler alert, we're going to save that to last. But the upcoming Flash drop, and you're going to want to hear about that. The reinvented internet we're going to talk about, and then also how you can stake your own claim, your digital real estate, and Tim and I are going to talk about that, and how you can own your brand forever, and how it starts right here today.
And we're going to talk about what other people are talking about, And what I want to say right now is, like the market is loaded with all this information. Like, here's what digital identity could be on the blockchain, and here's what the next internet Web 5 could be. And it's like, guys, where have you been? Like, we don't need pundits. We need tools. We need to go. Like, we've been working on, like, go.
We need action.
You had since 2008 to develop this. If you didn't do it, sorry, we did. And it's ready for people to use. Stop telling me what you're gonna do. We've done it. Like, you're already behind. Sorry, guys. Like, you missed. You did your crypto thing. That's good. I'm sure y'all made bunches of money and left a lot of people holding the bag with $1 trillion worth of losses. Well, we were working, and here it is. Right.
Yeah. Well, Tim, my wife works for a big software company, as you know, and this morning she said, "I wish we had this. Is there any way you can get this into our company?" But that's what people have been telling us.
Dan, I get calls from big software companies all the time now, like, "What are you doing, Tim?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, you know what? Get a token and find out."
Right.
There you go, dudes. It's there. Like, I don't, this is for the whole world. Even you guys. Like, even you guys can get in. Even venture capitalists. Like, as long as you're authenticated. Like,
well, and that's the exciting thing. It just takes one token, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit after we watch another quick video, which I'm pretty psyched about. And we've got an incredible video person.
Well,
Thanks, shout out to Harold for
Harold, Joel, you know, the design team. You're doing an amazing job at trying to get this concept into the world's head that you don't have to be tracked. You don't have to be held hostage to your data sitting in somebody else's database. And you definitely can own your future on the internet. You can own it. Like, you don't have to let somebody else own it for you. And our teams work their butts off at this all over the world, 17 countries, 5 continents, 24/7, 365. When there's a holiday here, there's not a holiday there. We're always open, always working. And you guys are incredible. We got an incredible global team. If you're interested in joining our global team, by the way, shout out. If you're talented, if you got skills that you can throw in, let us know. Just go to blocksearch.com, find our HR page, and go for it, because we are on it now. And yeah, we've got a great team and amazing people to work with. I feel very, very blessed and grateful that we have this team down.
Yeah, me too. And I thought about mentioning some names, but there are way too many to mention. I don't want to.
Well, we have another spoiler alert. We will have the coolest thing coming out that we're going to announce on One of the World from Here that recognizes how much work and over the years went into this. Right. And so no more on that, but just keep watching The World from Here, because you will see how this team is going to be memorialized for the future forever with creating this next internet that we've done here with BlockSearch.
Absolutely. So Tim, you ready to share this next video?
Well, yeah, just a little introduction on that. Today we're introducing Domain Certain. Domain Certain is our first cut at really finalizing the structure, the restructuring, the rewiring, the stuff that we all know about on the internet. We've been able to do this for some time. We're just packaging it now. And we've packaged it in a way that that people can get their heads around it. Again, no BS, no white papers, no, it's going to be this, no pitch deck. This is actually live. Now, what it is, everybody's familiar with domain names. Everybody's familiar with, I got to get one. Everybody comes up with an idea, and then that domain name's gone and so forth. That's true. That's how it works. But this domain name foundation and IPs and Aaron and ARPANET and all that stuff that created this internet protocol and domain naming is the history of how we started to create the internet. Now, enter blockchain, right? So what happened? What happened was we created this net, and very clever technology got created to say, well, if I can do that, and you've got this IP and you've got these IP addresses, which we all have, we all use them right from our computers. Well, what if we track that? And then what if we started tying not just that domain name to it, but everything that IP address did? And then what if we know who that person is behind it? And then what if, and these what ifs have grown into these things called data lakes. And we're going to talk about this in future worlds from here. So this video we're going to show you is about how all of that's used with AI and data lakes, and brilliant. It's actually brilliant technology to do exactly what we don't want done with our privacy. Exactly what everybody's going, ooh, creepy. Like, ooh, really? And there's one CEO I saw at a big conference, which we'll show some clips of this too, that was going to sell to his software community, big software community, multi-billion software community. Look at what you can know about your customer. I'm like, Ooh, really, dude? Like,
Wow.
really? You
I
want
hope somebody
like,
know that about me.
that's
That's
it's gross.
creepy.
I'm
As
sorry.
I told you the other day,
Just
that's
gross.
creepy.
And so what we wanted to do is make sure that from start to finish, when you do what you want to do, it's yours.
Right.
And then if you want to invite people in, I've said this 100 times, I'll keep saying it. Google has millions of reasons that I love them, and a few that just are yucky.
Yeah.
A few that I just hate, like all the ads that pop up just because I happen to think of something or got a little clickbait that sucked me over here, and all of a sudden, they're trying to profile me, right? And if I click or I don't click, this is the other thing. An inaction is an action. It's zeros and ones. When I don't do something, I'm profiled. When I do something, I'm profiled. If they know who I am. So if I can control who I am, or if I can put that behind encryption, that's blockchain. Right. That's BlockCert's blockchain, and specifically, that's domain certain. So with that introduction, watch this and see if we communicate that to you in 2 minutes and let you know what has just changed on the next internet.
Here we go.
Domain names built the first internet. What's in a name? Domain names are how we find, do what we do every day, where we want to go, what we want to discover. The profit behind the names we visit, domain names, are our business, our work, our lives, worth trillions from the data we create. Web 2.0 tech tracks all of our data behind the domain names we use with AI that profiles who you work, meet with, and message, where you go and what you buy, what you do every time you click. They use this information to target ads at you, to track your customers, your friends, and you, and hold your data hostage to license fees. Domain names and the IPs they attach to drive data, highly valuable data, that brokers what you do around the internet. Your life, your business, your work, your family and friends, they know more about what you and others you connect with do than you.
In selling the information, there's all sorts of people.
Things are about to change right now. Domain certain by BlockCert are the domains you own, where you control the data, where your data and privacy stays yours. In Web 2.0, you don't own your data or control the tools that access and use your data. You don't know who has the data to track you. Domain certain is the way to control your most valuable stuff, never tracked without your permission. Domain certain by BlockCert is Web 4.0, where only you control your domain and own your data. What's in a domain certain name? When you get your Web 4.0 domain certain today, you choose, create, and control your future internet tomorrow.
Sign me up, Tim. You're on mute.
Well, there, that's the essence of it in 2 minutes of what's going on. Now, I want to talk about the depth of IDs. You hear this word, digital ID, digital sovereignty, self-sovereign ID, digital identity, and everything. It starts there. That's why it took us so long to do this. It starts there. When you create a domain certain, you're not just creating. This is the big change. You're not just creating a public key and a domain. You're creating an entire cloud that you can expand into and control. I'm talking about passwords. I'm talking about all the stuff you actually use every single day to do this on the net. That's what domain certain gives. And it's not visible to you either. The minute you get on there, you can go on blocksearch.com. You can see that big, vast number of apps we've got showing there. All of those things function, every single one of them. You don't need any other app, even just for instant messaging or your meetings like this. And in a few days, you'll be able to do free meetings right from the Orbit Eye browser, like free up to a certain number, because look, we need people to authenticate. You need to own a token ultimately to use this and protect your data. So I always say to people, I'm like, they're like, well, what's it cost? I'm like, it's $10, dude. It's like $10. And I don't go to Starbucks one day and I protected my entire data, identity, whatever for 1 year. I mean, give me a break. Forever. And that's, it's just such a huge mind shift that you can do that and then do all your stuff on your terms. That's just a huge mind shift, Dan, that people are asking for. They're dancing around, talking about it. We actually built it. That's what took all the time.
Yeah. And for 3 years, I know I've been bugging you about, protecting passwords. And for one token, you can put passwords in, they're protected. You can access them. You don't have to have sticky notes or write them down anywhere.
You lose a password. It's just the biggest pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Now, when you log on to Orbit Eye, you're storing all those passwords. You're actually 2FAing them, and you're securing them behind this domain. So I can literally create multiple public key domains, name it or not, do everything I want to do. When I name it, I give it my avatar name, right?
Right.
And when I give it my avatar name, I can go out. I'm going overlanding right after this. I'm going overlanding. I'll post some videos.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool. Okay. So I built out my Land Rover Overlander. I'm going up. I'm giving it the almost inaugural test run. And if I'm doing something at work and I take a break at lunch and I want to go look at overland stuff, I don't want that chasing me.
Right.
That goes in my profile over here. I shut it down. I get focused back on my work. That's work from anywhere. Don't track me when I'm doing my private stuff, right?
Right. Well, and the key to this also, Tim, you always say this is control. So maybe sometimes, if I'm looking at backpacking stuff, I might, search and want other things to pop up. But
exactly,
you have the control to make that decision yourself.
I love sharing those links with you privately. Correct. I love that Google finds all this stuff for me that I didn't know about. I love that. Yeah. It's just that I don't love it when I'm over here doing my work. Right. And I also don't want you to shove it down my throat. I want to do it on my terms. So this way I'm controlling that. That's just the beginning of it though, Dan.
Yes.
All of that data, and I think I've mentioned this before, and all this tracking, there was a company Google acquired way back, like 2010, 2011. I don't know. It was way back there when I was writing this patent and watching all of this stuff before some of these tracking algorithm and patents that Facebook has were granted, actually. Right. And I was writing mine, and I'm watching this, and DoubleClick was a company that really honed in on how do we track these IPs. Google bought them. They own them now. So if you ever watch the domain, it's still up in the domain. So if you see a redirect, you'll still see DoubleClick pop up. Yeah. So the tech has been around for quite some time. And it's not like with domain certain, we just one day said, oh, let's throw up some public key domains on blockchain and, sell a couple million of them. And, and there's guys out there doing that. And then, what we'll do? Here's what we'll do. we'll
And
go
then there's
build
nothing behind it.
APIs. We'll go build APIs that go back to Web 2.0. So now you're tracked.
So you can be tracked again.
You have no additional tools behind that.
Right.
So it's very much like the crypto craze of tokens. Where's the utility?
Right.
And where's the beef? Wasn't that an old commercial?
It
like,
was.
where's the beef? Right? And the beef actually is held by the centralized firms that have their entire business model, their entire license fee model. Everything you mid-sized businesses are paying for, you're supporting getting more stuck. Every month that you can't access your data or you need another seat fee so some new person can come in and go to work, you're giving them more power to keep you more stuck. It's like the tar sands that killed the dinosaurs, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And the herds just keep flowing in to these big sticky data lakes and paying fees to do it. Like they're paying to do this, right?
Right. Well, there are other things, in that first video, don't track, hashtag don't track me. We had a lot of hashtags there. It's not even just tracking. It's phishing, spoofing, all of that. $5 trillion worth of fraud on the digital web.
That's right. And Dan, you wrote an amazing blog post on that, on cybersecurity and hacking and so forth. And so here's the problem. Now, everybody think about this for a minute. First of all, it's crazy enough to be in the blockchain business and not do crypto. Okay, so first of all, you already know we're nuts, right? Because there was so much money there that it was really hard not to get sucked into that, especially since we know how it all works, right?
Right.
So first you have to be these nutty people who think, well, we're going to change the world, and that's kind of crazy in its own right. But then you go in and you go, okay, well, this cybersecurity thing is a big deal. So all you heard about in Web 3.0 was after these big drops, Bored Apes getting stolen and wallets getting hacked and $1 billion worth of Bitcoin locked in a wallet that I forgot the password to. I mean,
and land grabs,
and virtual land grab and all that. You hear all that stuff, right? And so Web3 was just bloated with these, decentralized systems that could be that the very brilliant people who came up with it. Again, this technology is brilliant. I'm not saying technology where we're at today fascinates me and it's absolutely brilliant, and where it's headed is even more brilliant, but brilliant people sometimes do bad things.
Correct.
I know that's hard to believe, but
we see it on the news every day.
Every so often. Well, there's a reason for that. Like, putting it in the perspective of the world. We don't live this way in our society as much, but putting it in the perspective of the world. If you're living in a world, you got this education, you can do all this stuff, you know how to do it, you're really good at computers, and you can't get a job anywhere because you're from a country that's maybe not trusted, or you don't have the same opportunity. Somebody comes along and says, hey, if you do this, I'll pay you a bunch of money. What are you going to do? You got to feed your family, right?
Right.
So the first part about this is that's where authentication becomes really, really, really complicated. So if we don't have identities that are visible on the net, do we have to be insecure? That was the big question at block certs. Block certs.
Certified.
So how do we certify that block? Think about that for a minute. How do we certify that block? Be certain. How can I be certain, our wallet, how can I be certain that every single thing I do on the net is in accordance with authentication and privacy? That seems like a simple statement. It took years to engineer that and re-engineer all this tracking stuff out. That's what we've done, and domain certain is so exciting because now literally every single person has that ability. You talk about the metaverse. Hey, now I can know. I don't care if you're a robot, a dog, an alien avatar. I don't care how fancy your graphics are, or if you're somebody that looks like me or Dan, and you're a human. Not that you'd want to do that. I don't know why you want to do that. But if you could, and you will be able to, I want to know it's you. Like at the end of the day, I just want to know your public key is authenticated. Now, if you want to let me know that you're a certain age, that's fine. If you want to let me know your first name but not your last name, fine. I mean, that's what control means. It's that ability to redact or hold back information you don't want the world to know.
Right.
But you're still authenticated, so you're not operating in this dark web model of hiding behind non-authentication.
Right. And in doing so, you're creating trust in your brand, because anyone can look up to see that your brand is real.
Or you as a person, Dan.
Or a person. Well, that's when I'm talking about a brand. It could be a business or a person.
Or a person. Yeah. You know, we tend to do this because we always think business, 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 business. But at the end of the day, it's about the people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know, and I think everybody, like my daughter, my 15-year-old, lost her Android phone. She's like, Dad, can I use your? I've got both an Android and an iPhone. Yes, I love you both, honestly. And so
for different characteristics.
Yeah. And so I said, can I use your phone to find mine? And I'm like, sure. So she can't find it. Go out to the car this morning. You could hear it. We couldn't find it. I found it under the seat. And I said, you know what, honey? And what happened was she tried to log into her Google account for Find My Android device. She forgot her password last night. She's like, and she's stressing out. Dad, I forgot my password and I can't access it for 6 hours. First thing, she wakes up this morning. Can I use your phone? I think I remembered my password. She did. She got it sent to her or whatever after 6 hours, and we found the phone. I said, you know what? You know that Orbit Eye browser that you downloaded on your computer that you thought was kind of cool that your dad did that? I said, here's what you can do. Go log on to Google, right?
Right.
Save your password. Go ahead and save it because it's saved locally.
Yeah.
And then the next time you lose it, click that little show me icon and you'll have two-factor authentication because your computer is the only place that is, and your computer's password or your fingerprint will unlock it so you can see it. She goes, really? I'm like, yeah.
Now you're a cool dad.
That's my 15-year-old, right? And that's a real thing.
Right. So
we spent, half an hour and last night stressing about this. You don't have to. Let's get rid of that in our lives. Yeah. And guess what? Google doesn't have that. Well, they might have that password. They don't have all their other passwords. Correct. Because all of these are stored locally. That's what the be certain is about. Be certain. Like, who's got it? You do.
You do.
Be certain.
You're in control. Yep. So,
and the way you're going to do that, go ahead, Dan.
No, I was going to say, it does. Whether you're managing a household, you're managing your own personal finances. Like you said, this is about individuals, and it extends into business and other things. But pretty amazing. So,
and this is I just popped on here. This is what I got this morning when I logged on to my Be Certain wallet. This is your pilot. This is your navigation system, and you can see all these domains I've been creating here. I'm on LiveNet, MainNet. I can restart the application. We're keeping this upgraded. We're adding these additional features all the time at all points to continually improve this for the future of the internet. So this is the beginning, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know, maybe. I don't know if my enthusiasm is coming across.
No, not at all, Tim. Well, and there's so much to talk about, and there's so much that changes, of what you've done in the past and what you can do in the future that, we have quite a few more World from Here's where we're going to be talking about all the things you can do and how you can change different habits to create new productivity and, make
everything. And it is, we all know it's hard to change a habit. Yeah. It's hard to get to the gym. It's hard. I never smoked, but I'm assuming it's incredibly hard to stop smoking. There's so many habits that we have that we can do better. And this is about doing better. And we can do better with the internet than we're doing today. We are doing that with Block Search. So we hope you guys join us. Thank you for those of you that are following us, subscribing. To a big, huge shout out to all the token holders already. Hundreds of people are going. And like I said yesterday on one of our calls, I didn't know for sure if we could nail all of this. Well, now I know for sure. We nailed it. Yeah, and it's there. It's the beginning. It's your tomorrow. It's our tomorrow. It's our future. And this is the next internet. Welcome to it.
Yeah, this is our supercar driven, just like Michael's site.
That's right. That's right. Michael's supercar driven. He took an amazing risk and transformed him. And we're going to invite him on the World from Here to talk about that. But in the meantime, everybody, please jump on, get on blocksearch.com, go out, create your domain certain.
Yeah, I've got two questions for you. The first is, how much is a domain? So we haven't really talked about that.
One token.
One token. Yeah, so we did talk
about it. $10, dude. But wait a minute.
Cups of coffee. So,
but wait, $10. There you go.
I'm giving this to you, Tim.
What's that? That's paper money. And we're going to talk about that next too.
Yeah, I know. But it's $10. It's easy to get started. And then the second thing we just want to leave you with is our spoiler alert. So with token holders, those that get started, that download their domain certain, you'll be a part of something in the future. So I wanted to tee that up for you to talk about.
When you get a domain certain in your friendly name, your one token, your domain certain, your friendly name, which also, just like the original internet, there is only going to be one Tim Basco name out there. That's it. It's already gone. Sorry. Right. And so if you want to get your name, you're going to get your friendly name. Right now, we're going to be introducing more tools and more extensions like you're used to. So all of that will be coming up in the next domain certain releases. Lots of stuff coming. But when you get that, you're going to be able to really expand and grow into this and do tons of stuff. And that's what our flash sale is about. That's why we're going to do this flash drop, so you can get access to incredible stuff for incredibly, it's a rounding error compared to what people are paying for tech today.
It totally is. So definitely get your domain, and we'll be giving more information over the next couple World from Here's about our flash drop, and pretty exciting. We have a pool that we've dedicated for this. And we know it's going to sell out quickly. And then also,
it's a limited pool. It's a
limited pool. That's what I mean. And first come, first serve too. So those that have gotten started first are in line first. So
yeah, it's going to be queued. We're going to be fair. We're going to be very specific as to who can play and how that works, so that we can get this out with people who really want to help drive this next internet and this future.
Correct. So. Awesome. Great news today, Tim.
It was amazing. I want to wish everybody a happy weekend. And I hope the weather's great where you're at. The weather's going to be amazing where I'm at. Yeah. And just, get out of being hacked, protect your data, protect your privacy, get on Web 4.0. And we're ready to be certain that you can always be in control of your internet, your data, and everything you do.
Great. So thanks for joining us again. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Click on the bell and also click on the thumbs up. We appreciate those followers, and thanks to our channel partners, those token holders who have been with us for a long time. And this is for you. You've been patient, and now we're doing something that is revolutionary that is a game changer, and it very exciting to be a part of it, and glad you're all with us on this journey as well.
And our next World from Here's will be about showing exactly how you do this stuff with blockchain, with tokens, and what the future holds when you actually want to create value to those domains and those tokens, and how you can exchange those, trade those, and really build your life. That's what this is about.
Awesome. Well, enjoy your overlander, and I know you haven't had much sleep this week, so you actually need to get after that. So thanks.
Okay. Thanks everybody.